This is a story called The Little Monsters at Christmas, Chapter 45. The kids go out Christmas shopping despite being grounded for coming on late and mouthing off at their parents. The kids are all out playing and they have to be home by 8 p.m. However, whilst they're playing it starts raining really heavily, so they make their way to their secret hideout. When they got there, Stumpy said, "Hey guys, we're supposed to be in by 8 p.m. It's almost 7:45 p.m. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not going home yet." "I'm not either. I'm staying out for a bit longer," said Bumpy. "Yeah, let's do that, guys," said Kicker. Everyone agreed, and that night they were all sleeping at Kicker's house. However, when they got back to Kicker's house, it was almost midnight, and all their parents were there. Kicker's dad asked them, "Where have you kids been? You were meant to be home by 8 p.m. We've been worried sick." "Obviously, Dad, we've been out playing. It's got nothing to do with you anyway, so mind your own business." "We're old enough to do as we please," said Kicker. "Just who do you think you're talking to? You're 12 years old. You do as you're told and not as you please," shouted Kicker's dad. Then Stumpy's mum said, "What do you have to say for yourself, Stumpy?" "I agree 100% with Kicker, Mum. It's got nothing to do with you." "Who do you think you're talking to, son?" asked Stumpy's dad. "I was talking to Mum, Dad, not you, so put out," said Stumpy. "How dare you talk to me and your mum that way? I want you to apologise to us both right now," said Stumpy's dad. "Oh, get lost, Dad, I'm not apologising," said Stumpy. "What about you, Bumpy? What do you have to say for yourself, young lady?" asked Bumpy's mum. "I agree with the others. It's got nothing to do with you what I do, because I'm old enough to do as I please," answered Bumpy. "Oh, that's right, is it?" asked Bumpy's mum. "Yeah, it is, Mum," said Bumpy. "What about you, Creeper? What do you have to say for yourself?" asked Creeper's dad. "I agree with the others, Dad. It's none of your business what we do. We're old enough to do as we please," said Creeper. "You're not old enough to do as you please, and you know you're not," said Creeper's dad. "Oh, shut up, Dad, and mind your own business and leave me alone," said Creeper. "Who do you think you're talking to?" said Creeper's dad. "You, Dad, that's who," said Creeper. "How dare you speak to me that way? Who do you think you are?" said Creeper's dad. "Oh, shut up, Dad," said Creeper. What about you, Stumpy? What about you, Stumpy? What do you have to say for yourself, my boy?" asked Stumpy's dad. "I'll do what I like when I like, Dad. It's got nothing to do with you, so mind your own business," said Stumpy. "How dare you speak to me that way? I'm your father, and you will show me some respect," said Stampy's dad. "Oh, shut up, Dad," said Stampy. What about you, Grumpy? What do you have to say for yourself?" asked Grumpy's mum. "I agree with the others, Mum. It's got nothing to do with you what I do." Then Kicker said, "Come on, guys, let's go play in my playroom." "You kids are going nowhere except home with your parents," said Kicker's dad. Before the kids could make another move, their dads grabbed them and smacked them. Really hard on their bums. "There's no sleep over here tonight. Kicker, go to bed, now. The rest of you, go home with your parents," said Kicker's dad. Everyone was grounded, and the next day they were all told not to leave the house. However, as soon as their families had gone out, they got out their pocket money and went out themselves. They met at the swing, played for a bit, and then they went into town, Christmas shopping. After a couple of hours, Creeper saw their mums and she said to the others, "Oh no, guys, our mums are over there. Quick, let's go before they see us. If we don't and they see us, we'll be grounded for even longer." They all ran as fast as they could in the opposite direction to where their mums were, and they went further into town. When they went home, they got home just as their mums did. They knew they'd see them, so they sneaked in through their bedroom windows. The next day they were told not to leave the house again, but as soon as their families went out, they went out too. This time though, when they got into town, their mums saw them as soon as they got off the bus. They went up behind them and grabbed them. Then Kicker's mum said, "Just what do you kids think you're doing? Just what do you think? Just what do you kids think you're doing here when you're supposed to be grounded and you were all told not to leave the house?" "We can do as we please, Mum, we don't need your permission," said Kicker. Then they wriggled free and ran off further into town. When they got home, their mums grabbed them, smacked them hard on their bums, sent them to their rooms and told them not to leave the house again. Of course, they didn't take any notice, because the following day they sneaked out again as soon as everyone else had gone out. They went back into town carol singing and Christmas shopping again. What they didn't realise is that their mums were watching and following them. They stayed in town all day and made sure they were home before anyone else was. The next day they were told not to leave the house again, and again they took no notice. This time though, their parents locked them in, not realising that they had their own keys. This time the kids knew that their mums were going into town again because they heard them talking to each other and arranging to meet up. They weren't in the least bit bothered though. They followed them, saw where they were going, and then they went to a different part of town. They did some carol singing and then they went Christmas shopping. When they got home, they got there before anyone else did. That night they decided to have a sleepover at the hideout. They packed an overnight bag, climbed out of their bedroom windows, met at the swing and then made their way to the hideout and spent the night there. The next day they went into town carol singing and Christmas shopping. This time they made sure they didn't go where their mums would probably go. When they'd finished in town, they decided to go back to Kicker's house to play. However, they didn't realise that their mums were there. As they walked in, Kicker's mum said, "Why have you kids been out when you were told that you were grounded and not to leave the house?" "We only went carol singing and Christmas shopping, Mum." "What's wrong with that?" said Kicker. "I'll tell you what's wrong with that, young lady. When you're grounded, then you're grounded, and when you're told not to leave the house, you don't leave the house." Kicker. "Now go to your room and stay there," said Kicker's mum. Kicker went to her room and the others were told to go home. Of course, Kicker didn't stay in her room. End of chapter 45. Hope you like it, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye. Love yous.